A ceramics teacher gets up in front of his class and announces that he'll divide his students into two groups. One group will be graded on the quality of their work. The other group will be graded on the quantity of their work. The quality group spends an entire semester crafting the perfect pot. The quantity group makes a pot every single day. At the end of the class, a curious fact emerges. The best pots come from the group that focused on the quantity, not quality, of their work. I think about this parable from the book Art and Fear a lot. It reminds me that when I think about making stuff more than I actually make stuff, I'm doing it wrong. In 2015, I quit my job to write magazine stories. But after a year, I hadn't published anything. I thought about publishing a lot. I wrote about publishing a lot in my journal. I talked about publishing a lot, but I hadn't actually published anything. What I learned is that thinking about making stuff is not making stuff. It's the surest path to regret and angst and stagnation. That summer, I went to stay with my parents for a month, and I had a single goal in mind. I wanted to get published in a national magazine. Over the course of 30 days, I wrote 30 magazine pitches and sent them off to editors. I was rejected 28 times, but 2 times I was accepted, and that's how I got published in The Atlantic and Quartz. When I got out of my head, it only took 30 days to achieve a lifelong dream. The next year, I decided to try making films. I set out with the goal of making a video every week. At first, my films were really bad. The background music was too loud, the footage was shaky, but I was making stuff, not thinking about making stuff, and so I was growing and learning. Within a year, I knew enough that a company paid me $50,000 to go to India and make something for them. I've told these stories to a lot of people, but I still think about making stuff a lot more than I actually make stuff, and that's frustrating. It's been more than a year since I've uploaded to this channel. I've tried to sit down and make videos a half dozen times, but every time I do, I get caught up in my head. I tell myself that I'm not good enough and that it's obvious that I'm making videos in my bedroom and it looks terrible and that the editing is going to be bad and the animation is going to be bad and everything I make is going to be garbage. And the truth is that everything I make is probably going to be garbage compared to what I want it to be. And that's okay. A few years ago, a friend shared a quote with me that I think about almost as much as I think about that parable about the ceramic pots. I never learned how to take the beautiful thing in my imagination and put it on paper without feeling I killed it along the way. I did, however, learn how to weather the death, and I learned how to forgive myself for it. Forgiveness, the ability to forgive oneself. Stop here for a few breaths and think about this, because it's the key to making art, and very possibly the key to finding any semblance of happiness in life. I hope that sharing these stories will encourage you to think a little bit less and make a little bit more. It's definitely one of my goals this year. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking about and not making. And thanks for watching, even if it is shot in my bedroom. One more thing before you go, I just started a weekly newsletter. If you want to read my words instead of watching me on camera, sign up below, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. I just watched the video, just checked the footage, and realized that a shadow has popped up while I was filming. Where's that quote on forgiving yourself? Okay, I'm gonna work on the forgiveness thing. Thanks again for watching.